Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that, and I welcome you to another edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday. This is going to be a real quick video, guys, and I really mean that. Probably under 10 minutes, because I just have to get it in and get out. Not a lot to talk about here. You know, let's be excited. I say let's be excited because, guys, this is the best part of training camp. The first preseason game will be this upcoming Friday. And let me tell you why it's going to be so important and why I enjoy watching preseason. The main reason why is you get to see the depth at position. You get to see how deep your team is because, let's face it, us Steelers fans know that injuries are a key component to what usually happens in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room, and we're going to need that depth in certain positions to be able to, you know, step up and somebody break out and you know, end up being that guy that nobody expected. You know, that seems to always happen with the Steelers. And this year, it's not going to be any different, man. As I'm looking at my notes here, a couple of the key injuries. You know, Artie Burns got nicked up a little bit. You know, we don't think that's the significant, you know, that's not a real significant injury from what I'm hearing. They even said he'll probably be back to practice this week. But he's probably not going to play in the preseason game. You already know that. So, you know, from what I'm hearing as well, Ross Cockrell will probably not be playing in that game. We already got Golson hurt. I mean, that's probably the end of the road for Golson. If he doesn't make it on the field on Friday, I think his journey is over as a Pittsburgh Steeler. And Cam Sutton. You know, Cam Sutton is the injury that we're not really hearing a whole lot about. But, you know, it's keeping him out. So you can almost count on it right now that he's not going to be a starter come the beginning of the season. He's going to really have to make some significant strides. He's missing too much time at the moment. We'll see. He has to get on the field. James Conner being the backup running back, that's important because Le'Veon Bell, we all know, has seemed to have gotten hurt each year as well. So it's a lot of positions here. Bud Dupree has a minor injury, nothing too significant from what I'm hearing. Mike Mitchell, Ryan Shazier. So as you can see, the positions that we need to worry about the most have some issues. Cornerback is going to be a position that I'm really going to be looking at, you know, come this first preseason game. You know, who's going to be that third and fourth guy that's going to make the roster and, you know, do some things for us. I know we just signed the kid, what's his name, Jakari. I think his name is Jakari Shepard. I don't know much about him. You know, I'm going to have to see if I can find some film. I believe he comes from the Eagles. You know, I heard that he's not that big of a guy, 5'11", 6 foot maybe, weighs about 199. So we'll have to see what he brings to the table. And the guy Mike Hilton, we're still hearing that he's making some plays, you know, but he's shorter in stature, so he's probably going to be a slot guy, perhaps a gunner on special teams. Speaking of special teams, DeMarcus Ayers, you know, is battling with injuries as well. Here's another guy that's going to need to show and prove come the preseason game. We already know Juju Smith-Schuster was able to get back on the field. He is continuing things as normal, so I can't wait to see him perform in the game. I can't wait to see Justin Hunter perform as well. Now, here's an interesting fact, guys. Dobbs will probably get the majority of the snaps. Josh Dobbs will probably be the guy that's going to be handling most of that weight because Landry Jones suffered an injury. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger will not be playing in the first preseason game. And that other guy, I can't even remember his name. What's his name? Something Bart, I think. I don't even know who that fourth-string quarterback is. I haven't paid any attention to him. So Dobbs is definitely going to get most of the reps. A couple other things I want to point out here, guys. I told you I got to speed through this one. And we'll have a more lengthy show come next week. We'll have a lot to talk about after the preseason game. Tyson Alualu. I'm hearing very impressive things by Tyson Alualu. You even heard that John Mitchell, for you guys that don't know, our D-line coach, is saying some good things about him. So that's good to hear. And, you know, guys like McCullers, you know, these are stringent times for guys like Daniel McCullers. This is a make it or break it type of camp because, you know, he may not even make it, you know, to the season. He might not make the 53-man roster. We'll see. He hasn't come around the way he's supposed to. John Mitchell has also called him out in the offseason, so we'll see. Let me see what else I got here, guys. Matt Galambos. Remember that guy's name. That was one of those unsigned free agent linebackers that we picked up. They're saying that he's having pretty good camp. One thing that I heard Alex Kazur say is that he's always around the football. Those are the type of guys we like. Who else do we know that does that a lot? that's a second-year player, Tyler Medikevich. So I'm interested in seeing Dirty Red get his shine on Friday. I think Dirty Red is going to be a very valuable piece for us in the inside linebacker core. So looking forward to seeing him. I'm also looking forward to seeing TJ Watt. You know, TJ Watt is really the guy that hasn't really been hit so far with any nagging injuries. And it's funny because, you know, he has an injury history coming in. So that's interesting. So looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. I know that they said that James Harrison has kind of been getting after him a little bit in practice, not in a negative way, but coaching him up, telling him to be more, you know, aggressive, use more of his power. They're saying he's trying to finesse too much, even though he's playing fairly well. Just the little things that you got to learn. You know, with him being new to the position, he's only was a one-year starter at his position in college. You know, these are the growing pains that you can expect. But what better person to learn from as far as Ben and things like that? James Harrison. So it's good to hear that the veterans are reaching out. Both Harrison and Dupree are helping him along. I think TJ Watt is going to be special for us. One other thing I wanted to talk about real quick, man, because I just wanted to give my opinion real quick before we sign out of here. I heard that Antonio Brown was really talking a lot of trash to Ross Cockrell. Reports say that the last night or the night before practice, he was just torching Ross Cockrell. And then he goes over to Artie Burns and say, man, we need you back out here. This is too easy. Now, I wanted to share my thoughts. Some people are not liking it. They're saying he shouldn't be talking trash, and some people are saying he should be coaching him up. Listen, I don't have no problem with competitive fire. You know, steel sharpens steel. You know, and that's why they said Artie Burns is a little better this year. This is his second season having to go after or follow Antonio Brown. You know, that's how you bring the young boys up. At the end of the day, Antonio Brown is probably the best receiver, if not one of the best receivers in the NFL. So, of course, you know, he's going to have his way. He's probably the best route runner. He's going to have his way. Now, what concerns me, and I'll leave you guys with this. Should we be concerned that Ross Cockrell is getting torched by Antonio Brown and Artie Burns is doing a better job against Antonio, even though AB is still giving him the work? Should we be concerned? You understand what I'm saying? I understand that AB is who he is, but should we be concerned that one guy is just getting obliterated? Because we also have heard out of camp that Justin Hunter has been having his way, so to speak, with Cockrell at times. Cockrell has made plays, but Justin Hunter has also made plays against him. And guess who he's not lining up against so far? Martavis Bryant. So even if Artie Burns, when he's back in practice and they have him going up against AB, once Martavis gets out there, it ain't like Cockrell's job gets any easier. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to see how that pans out. But that's all I got, man. Let's keep our eyes focused on preseason. I challenge all of you Steelers fans out there to watch the game if you are able to watch it. In order to be a fan, guys, you have to be up on your team. I need you guys to watch and learn these players, man, so when we start talking about certain guys, and you won't be lost. You'll understand why we're talking about certain people and why we have expectations for these people. And again, it's always a good time, man, to see these guys scrap and go against somebody else that wears another helmet and fight to make it on that 53-man roster. So I'm looking forward to it. Sorry for speeding through this one, guys. You know, I got to head out tomorrow, which I'm saying tomorrow because I'm recording this on Monday night. But I got to head out on Tuesday. My schedule got switched again. I got to commute into work, so I had to get this video up. And I just had a little short time right here to squeeze it in before doing the rest of the 1,000 things I got on my plate for tonight. So glad I was able to get something out to you guys. That's going to do it. So for now, leave your thoughts in the comments. Definitely leave your thoughts. Let me know what you're looking forward to, who you're looking forward to seeing, and what type of expectations you have for some of these guys that need to make a name for themselves. All right, so that's going to do it. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All of you subscribers, cut on your notifications so you are fully aware of a new video. As well, I always promise you, it will never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this show. I'll see you next week. Peace.